Everybody here is an investor. Hali mundu wika akaundu gaka na karia kangi nigetha make sure ni ngira gakimake metha iguru ona ko gakimaka ura to ira metha iguru no gatengeranio nako. In fact uhite nyeni utindi ukihita ngima ni gwakinya hoini hena mundu urauga hivi ngime ubati kumitinagia maita mana kenyo kimwe inyu mureci enyu ithatu kimwe ni gia thirikari na ni gwa kunyumba hindio mundu ucio na batara mahiga riu ile ndo batara mahiga atwali waku wakama na ngombe ni ya ndo twireire no urete ile hetinari hebo ndo akore hithirie wakama orele waiga gati karia gaku haria ndiri ukona mzayo kina hau na agithuaga okago endia wendia ni taija mwene yakwa mundu ucio niturateithania hena undu turagia na SG ni uradakaria kahua gakora guku geti maini emashani mugukari tondu ni ndakorire ukirio kari ni wambia gukia ndu wiku henya muingi citagwo beniko kana pairethra ciku no twacoka tuwerwo thank you henya muingi citagwo makadamia he muthuri wi haha ituthika witagwo wairina wa njagu. In fact ahurwo ni mbari nginya aroya moko ki niyo roha makadamia no mugikuyu arathi na mbere na gwikwo atia kuhinyiririo nigetha ahuruke nigetha me nao meki atia no na ithuĩ twĩhĩtĩte tũkoiga twĩhĩtĩte tũgeka atia tũkauga tũtingĩhe hitikĩ hau twĩke atia kiumeria tũtikũhe kiumeria nĩ ngatho ntondũ okorwo ndĩ gũkũ SG thank you na nene arĩa angĩ twĩna ũhia na ndamenya ona tũrĩ ona nene wake a Mount Kenya gũkũ na nĩndamenya nĩ tũgũtwarana wega ĩtiguo na ndona nginya twĩna mũkũri ũngĩ ũthogothanĩtie kĩremba harĩa ũguo gĩgacoka gĩkarora igũrũ ahũrĩ goro gĩtondũ ndona mũkũri ndona mũthũngũ gũkũ ũmũthĩ haya na twĩna mũthũngũ ũngĩ mwega rũgama wĩke ũndũ ũguo nigetha ndagĩcoka mũranga ngona gwa kũgerera thank you no ndĩna kĩũria ingĩrora ũguo rĩ niĩ SG mĩcemanio ya tũthiĩte ndinaga mũkũrinũ kaĩ gũkũ karĩ kĩ nĩ ũndũ wa raini.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity, and I want to state from the very beginning that I support this miscellaneous amendment bill because, Mr. Speaker, if you look at the proposed amendment to the Children's Act, it's basically the bill proposes to enable the courts so they can be able to allow an application by a man to adopt a child. You understand, Mr. Speaker, that in this country there are very many men who are single-handedly taking care of their families, and they should be allowed to adopt a child, Honorable Speaker. With regard to the Copyright Act, Honorable Speaker, it is important that there are very many artists or content creators in this country. They should be remunerated from the same level, and we must have some clear management in terms of what the Copyright Board will follow to ensure that there is equity and fairness insofar as sharing the royalties is concerned, Honorable Speaker. And also, the amendments number 1 of 2015 to the Scrap Metal Act of 2015, Honorable Speaker, it is a very good amendment because it's going to protect the very critical infrastructure in the energy sector in this country that have been suffering from people who vandalize, who steal transformers, who steal cables, so that for you to deal with copper and aluminium, you must have a special license, which I am sure it will undergo some type of vetting, so that a farm, before a farm is given a license to begin to deal in scrap copper and aluminium, they must demonstrate where they are getting those copper from, not to be the ones that are vandalizing the copper in this country, Honorable Speaker. Basically, Honorable Speaker, these miscellaneous amendments is just to cleaning up various statutes to realign them with our constitution and the very many changing policies in this country. And it's a good thing that we are going to move forward, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the essence of these miscellaneous amendments is that, you know, Kenya as a country is run on policies. And when a government implements a policy or a law, we have a team of government, both in government and outside government, that have a responsibility of monitoring and evaluating how those policy and those amendments, those laws, statute laws, are either beneficial to the country in terms of how much budgetary allocations they are receiving, how much value that the Kenyans are getting, and as a country and as a house, we have a responsibility to either terminate those various policies or rather improve them so that the Kenyan people can continue to get a benefit of these very many laws, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, even as I support these laws, we must be aware that at times these miscellaneous amendment bills can be brought in to misuse. But I have gone through this document and I can confirm to this House that each and every proposed clause has beneficial to this country. And once these amendments have been approved, this law will go a long way into ensuring that the Children's Act is properly beneficial to the country. The Copyright Act goes ahead to benefit the very many artists and local contents in this country. The scrap metal that has always been a bit misused, Honorable Speaker, by vandalizing bridges, guardrails, by vandalizing electrical power lines, is not going to continue happening again, Honorable Speaker. So I will support even the Fisheries Management and Development Act is also going to ensure that the fishing, that is one of the key economic activities for majority of Kenyans, benefits people who engages in that trade, Honorable Speaker. And for that very many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I want to unequivocally support this statute law, Miscellaneous Amendment Bill of 2023. I support, Honorable Speaker.
Samuel Atandi. Are you queuing for this? And this is what I keep on telling you members.
Honorable Speaker, I'm waiting to talk on equalization.
Pardon?
I'm waiting to comment on the equalization bill.
On the?
Equalization Appropriations Bill.
Kibet Komingoi. Absent. Moses Kirima. Honorable Kaluma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I support...
Just before Kaluma, you go on, Clerk, can you wipe the screen? And those who want to speak to this motion, this bill, put in your requests. I see Thuku Kwenya, I see Samuel Atandi. You've changed your mind. Then remove your card. Okay.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to address the matter of this bill. Honorable Speaker, I support the amendment, the proposed amendments to the Judicial Service Act, just as I also support the proposed amendments to the Parliamentary Service Act. Honorable Speaker, I support these particular provisions because the mandate of these particular commissions are in the Constitution. The Parliamentary Service Commission has to deal with matters of facilities and welfare for members. we've had situations in the past, Honorable Speaker, where sister commissions are encroaching into the mandate of the Parliamentary Service Commission. And I support this particular amendment because it would make it clear those matters which the Parliamentary Service Commission and the Judicial Service Commission should be dealing with. Honorable Speaker, we must remember there is a good reason as to why we have a Parliamentary Service Commission for this arm of government, and then we have a Judicial Service Commission for the other arm of government. We need those commissions to protect these two arms within the areas of their constitutional mandates. But Honorable Speaker, I oppose amendments proposed to the Children's Act, as I do also the amendments proposed to the Adoption Act. Honorable Speaker, it is proposed to amend the Children's Act to delete Section 184, subsection 4. And Honorable Speaker, just to put the Parliament in good light, let me read what Section 186, subsection 4 deals with. Honorable Speaker, the subject under Section 186 is the matter of who may apply to adopt a child. Who may apply to adopt a child? At subsection 4, it says the court shall not make an adoption order in favor of a sole male applicant, unless the applicant is a blood relative of a child. We are proposing to delete this provision to allow any male applicant, even if not related to a child, and in spite the gender of that child, to adopt a child. Honorable Speaker, that is a very dangerous amendment proposition. Why would I, as a male person, seek to adopt a child I'm not related to, and I'm not living with a female? Number one, what am I to do with the child if there is no distinction, Honorable Speaker, as to the gender of the child? Honorable Speaker, I'm addressing a proposed deletion of Section 186, subsection 4. A very dangerous proposal, Honorable Speaker, coming through this statute law miscellaneous amendment. And Honorable Speaker was explaining that when you read Section 186, Honorable Speaker, it is at page 1815 of the bill. 186, subsection 4, proposed to be deleted. At that page, it says the court shall not make an adoption order in favor of a sole male applicant unless the applicant is a blood relative of the child. Honorable Speaker, we know what it takes to take care of a young child. How can a male person who is a sole male person, not in marriage, not with any other person, adopt such a child? And we are not talking about the gender of the child. How can I be allowed to adopt a child I'm not related to, who is a girl, and I go with this child? Honorable Speaker, I want to say this provision is very dangerous. And I wanted to say, Honorable Speaker, that we took a lot of thought into the current Children's Act. And we had very good reasons to have this provision. We could risk children to defile us.
Order, Honorable Kajwang. Stop cheering. Go on.
Honorable Speaker, you could have people who are not related to a child. We have not specified even the gender of the child. These people can mess up a child beyond measure and beyond the control of the court. And an Honorable Speaker, I wanted to ask the members that there is a good reason as to why we prescribed the subsection 4 of Section 186, which is sought to be removed. We oppose this one. Number two is that this particular provision, Honorable Speaker, is quite substantive to be considered, casually within the context of a statute law miscellaneous amendment bill. Honorable Speaker, at Section 186, subsection 6F, Honorable Speaker, you'll again see at that same page 1815, the deletion being proposed. And Honorable Speaker, this is very serious. I wished particularly our county members of parliament would look at these provisions. Very critical for the family. Honorable Speaker, this deals with adoption of a child. And the provision which is sought to be removed at 6F says, the court shall not make an adoption order in favor of an applicant or joint applicants if the applicant or joint applicants or any of them is a foreign applicant except where the applicant is a biological relative of the child. What is the problem with that provision? It is protecting our children. Honorable Speaker, we've had cases of child trafficking. We've had cases of organ harvesting, sourced from children being moved from jurisdictions to other jurisdictions. We have cases of child pornography. I mean, how do you want to delete a provision which is securing our children from foreigners unless they are biological relatives? What protection do those children have after they are moved out of jurisdiction? Honorable Speaker, these are very fundamental provisions. And I wanted to say that if we are dealing with the provisions of Article 53, particularly the rights of the child as protected under Article 53, if we read it keenly, we cannot delete these provisions proposed. And an honorable Speaker, on these two proposed deletions, I'm opposed. Otherwise, I support every provision, even though they are substantive. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Kwenya Thuku is in the house.